Okay, so let's jump right into this. If you've ever spent time inside a server rack, you know the pain I'm talking about.
The absolute nightmare of external power supplies.
Exactly. The chaos of all those mismatched power bricks, the wall warts, and just the cable mess they create. It's a disaster.
It really is. And that's the problem this tvONE 1RAck system we looked at is trying to solve.
And it's more than just a fancy shelf, right? The way they pitch it is pretty interesting.
They call it a universal docking station.
Yeah.
The whole idea is that it takes devices from, well, from any manufacturer.
Any manufacturer.
Any manufacturer that uses an external power supply, and it converts them into these clean, standardized slide-in modules.
So the organization is the first thing you see. I mean, the density is impressive.
Yeah.
A 4RU chassis can hold, what, up to 32 devices?
32, yeah. And you can get up to 64 if you use the bigger 5RU or 6RU chassis.
But is that the real payoff? Just cramming more stuff in? Because it feels like the true value only shows up when something goes wrong.
That's it, exactly. It's all about serviceability. That's the real win. Think about it. A device fails.
And right now, you're on the floor with cable snips, cutting zip ties, trying to trace one single power cord.
Right. Here you slide the failed module out and you slide a new one in. It dramatically cuts down your mean time to repair.
Okay, so that solves the physical management, but that brings us to the power delivery, which is where this gets really clever.
This is the real aha moment of the whole system.
Instead of dozens of power bricks, you have one single unified power source.
One, it's a patent-pending design that provides variable DC voltages, so you can ditch the wall warts entirely.
And it's incredibly versatile. I was looking at the specs. It offers, what, 7 different voltage settings?
7 settings, everything from 5 volts, 7.5, 9, 12, all the way up to 24 volts. It covers almost any small device.
And this is the part that really got me. Each individual slot can provide 2 different voltages at the same time.
Simultaneously, yeah, with a max of 35 watts per dock.
But, that does raise a pretty obvious question for me. If you're centralizing everything into one power unit, isn't that a massive single point of failure?
That's a great question, and they did think about that. Their solution isn't internal redundancy, though. It's flexibility.
What do you mean by that?
They include a pass-through option. So if you have a really specialized or critical device, you can bypass the main power supply and use a dedicated external one just for that module.
Got it. So you can keep that one piece independent if you need to. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay, another practical concern, heat. When you pack that many devices that close together, you're going to generate a ton of it.
Oh, for sure. Heat is always the enemy of density. So yeah, the system comes with active fan cooling.
And it's a pretty beefy fan, from what I saw.
It is. It's capable of moving up to 225 CFM, that's cubic feet per minute. It moves a lot of air to keep things cool.
So before we get to our final thought, there's one really important purchasing detail we have to mention for you.
Yes, this is a crucial caveat. Certain specialty items, and they categorize components like that plexi cover, the 1RK-4RU-CVR-PLEXI is one of them.
They're often sold as non-cancelable, non-returnable, and non-refundable.
Right. So you have to be absolutely sure when you order. That's a big thing to factor into your budgeting.
So at the end of the day, what does this all mean for you, the person designing these racks?
I mean, it really boils down to this. It's a powerful shortcut to a clean, standardized, and most importantly, an easily serviceable installation. It just takes that power management chaos off the table.
And that standardization is a huge part of mitigating risk. So that brings us to the final thought we want to leave you with.
The chassis is available in 3 sizes, and the power supply can actually daisy chain to additional chassis for even more scale.
So here's the question for you to mull over. Considering the cost of these proprietary components, like the active fan at around $285 or each individual module kit for $125, does the long-term benefit of that centralized control and scalability truly outweigh the vendor lock-in risk of adopting a proprietary power platform? Something to think about for your next deployment.